Breaking news. This just dropped on Minnesota Vikings news, and you do not want to miss it. If you're a true Vikings fan, stay locked in, because what I'm about to tell you could change everything. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're bringing you the latest Vikings updates before anyone else. The Minnesota Vikings might have their future franchise quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. Drafted in the first round, McCarthy didn't get a chance to play after an early injury. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold stepped in and performed like a legitimate top-tier QB on a bargain deal, raising big questions about whether the Vikings should bring him back. The decision to re-sign Darnold comes down to one major factor: money. If they bring him back, he'll command a serious paycheck. But what if there's an even better option? Enter Matthew Stafford. The Rams are heading toward a major shakeup this offseason, and Stafford's future is uncertain. With Cooper Kupp already on the trade block and the Rams falling short in the playoffs, Stafford could be the next big name on the move. And here's where things get really interesting. Stafford's wife, Kelly, just dropped a bombshell on her podcast. She said, and I quote, "My husband wants to win. He's not trying to put a team in a bad situation. If you're catching my drift, you're catching my drift. I love the city of LA, but I also love an adventure." Now, let's break that down. What does she mean by an adventure? Could Stafford be eyeing a move? Could the Vikings make a blockbuster trade to bring him back to the NFC North? Here's the deal. Darnold is in line for a massive payday, likely around $40 million if the Vikings use the franchise tag. Stafford's cap hit is in that range too, but let's be honest, he's a much better quarterback. And there's one more twist. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell has history with Stafford from their time in LA. On the other side, Rams coach Sean McVay already had interest in Darnold as a backup this past season. A Stafford for Darnold swap might sound crazy, but does it actually make sense? Last season, Stafford threw for 3,762 yards with 20 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions, putting up those numbers without anywhere near the offensive weapons that Minnesota has. If the Vikings truly believe they are in win-now mode, would they pull the trigger on a move like this? Now, here's the big question for you. Should the Vikings stick with Darnold, roll with McCarthy, or make a blockbuster move for Stafford? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're tracking every twist and turn of this offseason. You won't want to miss it. Skol.